heart all at once is blood. Give unto it a blood offering. Only thing it wants is blood, blood, blood. I can smell it everywhere. Fuck. This is not good. God. Their blood. Their blood is so. I can still taste it. No. No, stop it. Oh, God. It's just blood. It's just blood. It's just blood. Just blood. Just blood. Right. Just. Just some blood. 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 No, I shouldn't. Just remember the song. What are you doing? Snap out of it. Just snap out of it. What are you doing? I need more. Something. I need to move away. This feels nice. Stay away right here. What do you want?
More curious why you're hiding in a corner.
I'm not hiding.
Running. Fleeing.
Never. I'm just resting.
I'll rest where others can see you.
It's not like anything else is unliving down here beside us. It'll be
I
fine.
mean for any injuries. We still need to make our venture out of here.
I'm capable of walking, at least. I'm fine. Right, I'm fine.
All right. So be it. But try not to stray too far from us.
Yeah, sure.
Well, your way out.
Shit. Right. Alright. Fuck. Shit. Right. Fuck. Shit. Everything's fucking. Can't get it out of my fucking head. blood, blood. All it wants is blood. Give the guillotine a blood offering. Blood to slake its thirst. Thirst never quenched. Blood, blood, blood. All it wants is blood. Give the guillotine a blood offering. Blood to slake its thirst. So the blood does flow. The guillotine's thirst is never quenched. Only thing it wants is blood, blood, blood. We're fine. We're fine. Shit.
Bother. Of fucking course.
Okay, hang on. No. Just a
What?
minute. Let
Fine.
me carry you.
All right.
Carry
Go
you.
ahead.
Alright, and what is it that you're doing?
There you go.
Are you casting some sort of spell or something?
With the body of the necromancer, I will use his blood to place a blood rune onto the ground, so that we may use a blood portal in the future.
Well, that's handy, I suppose.
I figured this may be a good spot if we ever need to find shelter. This is all we have for now.
Well, if you run into
Until we find
trouble with the
something
Dark
better.
Lord, yeah, good places to run to.
I've realized that I've never spoken a word to you, and I apologize for that. And I hope you're doing well.
It's not like I've ever returned the favor. But I
I
appreciate it.
understand.
I hope you are also doing well after the battle.
We're all alive. We're all well. That's all that matters. What is your name?
Still, even then, though, still can't get out of my fucking head. Going anywhere near them will just don't stop. Don't even know if I should socialize with them. I haven't even talked to any of them. God, my throat. I need to really drink more water. In fact, Much better. Hey, so you alright after all that? I'll take the silence as
I suppose we will be. Are you one of us?
What, like a part of your group?
I suppose so.
I suppose for now I am. Given the current circumstances.
Until when?
Not sure. How did you all even find this place to begin with? Right. To begin with. I don't
I
suppose
spoke
it's
to a rock.
a rock. Do many rocks usually talk?
Not as far as I've known. I suppose this one was more of a guardian. They're looking for a tree. One of the powers.
To fight
Anything
back.
to aid in taking down the Dark Lord.
Bit of a fool's errand, really.
Perhaps. But I don't see any other armies trying to do it.
Though I wouldn't count
I don't
this as
see
an
many
army.
trying. Maybe the rest of the world are fools for not looking for the powers. Maybe that just means we'll get there first.
Perhaps. Right. Have to settle and do the
But you
voice.
must think them somewhat capable if you've stuck around.
Well, we followed you all into a cave that has a very treacherous journey with all these steps and going across a pit of
Oh, Lord.
spikes.
That stupid French used his magic again, didn't he?
But despite fighting all of us earlier, I suppose they handled that quite well.
You good?
I'm fine. If by well
Looks
you
like we'll
mean
need to
they
get
kept
you a new
alive,
mask.
then yes, I perhaps so.
Perhaps.
Are you a vampire?
You are well.
I suppose I am.
I am.
You're not sure.
And you?
You've asked me this.
Well, I'm asking if you are actually well. Anyone can say that they are, but your eyes say otherwise. Or I.
Well,
I can assure you that beneath the
I-
mask it has always been as
I
such.
suppose I recently fully became one.
I am fine.
Where'd you get the wings?
No recent.
A corpse.
At least a week, at
Found a good
most.
corpse.
I tried.
You did the trial before that.
Good job then.
Did the trial. It's more. I think the proper word to use
see.
here was forced into it. And what about you? Did you go through a trial at some point, or are you just made like this?
You could say we have that in common.
So then, how do you cope with it? Being a vampire. Because all I feel still, even after just a sip, is still that craving that we all feel.
You never really get used to it. You swallow it the best you can and ignore the itch behind your throat. Pretend you can't hear their heartbeats. Pretend you can't smell their blood.
Pretending is much harder than doing, though. That one with the cane. She offered me blood in that vial. And I hear their heartbeat the most out of every heartbeat here in this cavern. That itch is constantly there.
Will you consume more of her?
I hope not to. I don't want to consume anything if I can.
Hope isn't strong enough.
No, I suppose it isn't. But then, if hope isn't enough, then what? What is? What's left there?
Yourself control needs to be stronger than your need. Your desire will grow teeth, and you will rake them along her neck before you know it.
Before that happens, I'd rather. There was an opportunity, several, for one of you to kill me back there. I kinda wish it already happened. Then
You want to die?
it'd be better than taking more blood. Being this thing that we are. This constant craving, this constant itch. And this.
Then what stops you?
I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure what stops me. Maybe I'm just a coward. Who knows?
When you figure it out, let me know. I've been trying to figure it out myself for some time.
Yeah.
I've not met very many vampires. Only
No.
one before coming here. And now I've met 3.
It seems that count is quickly rising then.
We could stand to keep each other in check.
That would be nice. If I have any more of that one's blood in particular, I don't think I can stop myself. Someone to pull me away would be nice.
What's your name?
I suppose I'm a ghost of my former self, so. But if you need a name, I suppose Luciana works. That's what I went by before I became this thing.
Luciana, you said.
Right. Luciana agrees.
Pleasure. You can call me Lorelei. Do you heal normally?
Define normal.
Does the divine work on your bones?
I don't expect it would.
How are you faring? All things considered.
That stuff nowadays is
can
just
feel it.
constant pain.
So I think I'm okay. Yourself?
Good. Rather drained. Not in the best condition, but
I found that Raven's
by healers, I'm standing.
blood drought, the only thing that puts me back together.
But I'm trying to hide it. I kind of hate it when people take pity on me.
Perhaps you're the same.
Perhaps. Still trying to figure that part out.
Hopefully we aren't here much longer. And perhaps when we get somewhere safer, people can get treated more thoroughly.
I hope so. A moment of respite for being able to deny. I wish to thank you, by the way, for the offer you made and a bit to assist me earlier. I was in and out, but did not go unnoticed. So you have my appreciation.
Of course.
Ain't you holding up well after all that's happened?
If they can be put to better use,
Struggling, but trying, I suppose.
I understand all too well.
Well, trying's better than nothing. After all we've been through, I suppose trying is the best we can get.
might I ask
Sure. Craving.
As someone smarter than me would say, trying means you're moving, and moving means you're going somewhere.
Doctor.
So, means we're still doing what we need to do. At least that's what I tell myself right now. Whatever your feelings are, whatever happened, I'd simply want to say I'm sorry for what I was doing.
Why?
In this place, of all things, why do you act so nice? You could have easily just dealt with me before.
Trying to hold on to the self I once was, I suppose. In moments like these, I try to think of better people and consider what they might have done in the situation. I guess this whole situation in general is just very familiar to me, and I'd rather not it end in a similar.
Well, in your case,
You have
thankfully
nothing
it
to be sorry
didn't.
for.
I was going to ask why tag along our little party.
No. I do need to be sorry. I could have acted smarter.
Not so much
Could have
How?
tried to do something better in that
How could
situation.
you done it better than it already went down? There was nothing
Don't
for
fault
you to
yourself.
do other than keep us at bay until you dealt with that lich. There's nothing you could have done better in that situation than what you've already done.
At least not in a way that doesn't seem rather terrible.
I want to beat yourself over it.
I will not lie, I have noticed as well.
Alright. Now of all times, I shouldn't try to keep my down. None of us should.
Time to
Well, lucky nobody actually died going through this. I'll try to let it be a reminder of the future. Understanding the weaknesses some of our members have and how the others could overcome it. As a group, we all pick ourselves up.
Good.
Make up for the faults of the others.
Yeah.
Of
Please. Everyone here is a valuable member of ours. The very fact that any of us have decided to go on this
Hey,
blatantly suicidal journey is an achievement of itself.
So what's your
What are you
reason
considering
then?
a fault?
Everyone has faults. A fault
But
is...
which ones are we accounting for?
Look, we now know that some of us are more susceptible to control than others.
For most of our travels,
We're lucky. Nobody was permanently scathed through it, at least physically. Can be better about it next time. We all have our positions in a party and what we need to do.
Positions. What's
I
yours then?
obviously am not going to be the heaviest hitter in this party. Others make up for that. We all have our rules. We all have the things we're bad at. We all have things we're good at. We all make up for it by helping each other. This is what I mean by sorry, because we knew exactly what we were coming into. Fighting a necromancer. This outcome is something that we should have been able to think of. You know, we rushed headlong into something.
I suppose with that in mind, you'll be more prepared for the future than if you encounter another lich.
My position puts me in a little bit of difficulty.
That's the hope.
But despite that,
Look, through all of this, I doubt many of us have been taking this whole thing the most serious. And I can't exactly blame you. I still laugh at myself sometimes thinking what I'm actually doing every day when I wake up. But I want to believe there's a real chance for success at the end of this road. And I want us to act wiser in the future. Act as a cohesive group, formulate plans, take roles, try and mitigate the chances of all of us dying.
Well, if you want a cohesive group, you'll have to make the rounds, get to know everybody, I suppose.
That's the idea. I know I can't exactly just put up some great speech and immediately get everyone on my side of things. As I'm certain all of you have your own dealings and reasons why you're here. The fact you're here at all is a miracle. Asking you to take this seriously, I suppose. I know it's asking for a lot. This is hardly something that feels doable in the first place. I'm still troubling to really take this all seriously. This is borderline attempt at suicide for me.
In a way, mine as well.
I'll bid you peace then.
Sorry, I feel like I'm being a bit critical after all that's happened. At the end of the day, we're all alive. And I'm thankful that everyone is still here.
Yeah. If that's how you feel, no one can fault you for it.
I guess just let it be known I want to see none of you die. I care about this
What
journey.
it was you cut me down with.
That pinkish flame, right?
Should I expect repercussions from it?
No, not any of you. That is my decision that I made. And for me to reap. Trust me, the only person facing those consequences will be I. And I'm sorry to make any of you ever had to feel the rend of that flame. It won't ever happen again. I swear it.
Don't make promises you can't keep.
I promise, keep it. I know it's foolish in this era to make such a dealing. But if there's anything I wanted to believe I have any value with, that's a man of my word. My word is about all I have left.
Very well.
I suppose I won't repeat myself with sorries at the meet point, but I guess if it's something that either of you need to hear, thank you for being here.
Curious thing this
Whether
is.
how serious you take it all or not, the fact that you're both still standing, participating, and taking any part of it
Interesting on them.
means a lot to me.
Unsure. Did copy down the inscriptions just in case we're looking over later.
Would be
My
good
mind
to
is a
try
bit
and figure it all out. I'd
Yes,
be
no
most
doubt.
surprised if it was all there after all of that dungeon diving and whatnot.
Yes, I think so. Well, that gives me concern.
It sounds like they are worried that we are going to target them now if that all happened. I could misunderstand it all. But it's just...
I don't know.
They kept the library. I can't read this. Trollololol. What a strange book. Wonder what it means. We'll just study, I suppose. Suppose you found a spot for yourself.
Yes, I did.
How presumptuous. Spot that looks over everything over here.
In a way, their own little kingdom. They fully control. All who enter it become their slave.
But in the end,
At least as it is dominion.
what did it even amount to?
Who knows? At the end of it all, they seemed more like a bitter, dying man lashing out against the world. And they really did compose figure. But I suppose all are really like that in the end. He believed he was done wrong by Lucille. So, and his entire undying, trying to get back at the man.
So that Lich definitely knew the one in the party.
Yes. We are residing in what was once their kingdom. Or at least the land of it. Yggdrasil is their home. 200 years prior. I'm not certain of the true nature of it all, but as Lucille said, it was a kingdom that thrived on its necromancy, giving people their second chances and whatnot. And for one reason or another, this one wasn't happy with that.
Well, those second chances sometimes do you deserve a second chance, no matter what you become in the end.
I refuse to take part in Lucille's second chance. I don't wish to be bound by magic, another person's rule. As much as I would believe Lucille would give me my own anonymity, wouldn't make me his slave, I still refuse to have an existence like that. Any sort of beckoning at one person, whether they use such a tool or not. I want to be corporeal myself, the man I was born as. Not an undead, not a construct. I want to be me. In a world that takes everything I've ever worked for, the only thing that I can truly keep to myself is me. And I will not disgrace that.
And you shouldn't. Becoming something like this, it is not an experience that you want on yourself.
I'd imagine. There's very few vampires I meet that seem content with themselves regardless.
I've met a few that are content, but they are the kind that you like to keep company with.
Yeah, this is my first time I've met any sort of vampires that won't at my throat. In the past, I was usually the kind of person tasked with taking the lives of, well, people in your position. Oligarchs and whatnot that want to reign their own kingdom, make their own little sect of the world away from the Dark Lord's rule. To be their own type of lord. Vampires are always clamoring for that kind of power, believing themselves better than the common man.
You should visit Aston then. There's a whole sect of vampires there doing exactly that.
I'm not the person I once was before. In a time like now especially, I don't have the power with the people, or the state of mind to be trying to hunt every single ne'er-do-well that remains in the world. Maybe that's the time to think about after if we actually manage to take out the Dark Lord.
One man can't solve all problems in the world on alone, much less deal with the Dark Lord themselves.
Well, I suppose that's why we have
So-
company.
Why did you decide to go against the Dark Lord? I mean, besides hating their guts and such.
Why have I chose to throw away my life rather than try to leave it in a menial existence? Staying under their rule, doing as they or the conspirators say.
And did you expect to find a group like this? How long did you even survive
Not
so
really.
far?
This group's original makings were brought here by force. Suppose there's no reason to hide this, seeing as you seem like you'll officially be staying with us for at least some time. All of us were scattered amongst different parts of this world.
Considering
all of a sudden,
I was washed
brought
up
together in
here,
Trelaw.
figuratively and literally, I suppose I will be staying for quite a while.
As a more theologic person would say, maybe it was divine fate we were brought here. I suppose that's why we are all here to begin with.
But has a...
This group was made by an ascended one. I didn't exactly choose to be here, though none of us are bound here either.
I suppose not.
We're all brought together in some city of Prelaw. The original founding.
Oh!
I pray tell that he's actually died from that fall, but I know.
Lovely fall.
Whatever then.
That Hogwarts rule's been going for
Enjoying the crumbled thrones, are we?
I'm not saying that the realm was. They couldn't care about us. What they clearly care about is the realm that they call home. The moment that they are under threat, in the slightest way, they start trying to make us do their bidding.
That would explain the very
Sounds
sudden
exactly
reach
like
out.
them.
What?
To be honest, it is
Yes,
a very
if you
half-assed
stick towards
job
the center,
regardless.
it stays solid.
Yes, the ends are a bit loose.
Right about here is whenever it starts slipping.
You have to look over it, even with caution.
Can you put your damn hammer away? Or do you wish to smack us all off?
I mean, you easily could. But I really want to go falling a second time.
Nah, I'm a little too quick for him to do that, I think.
I mean...
The throne is already a pile of rubble.
I know, and I'm not going to be sitting on it.
He had a big old tantrum and smashed him to pieces.
Sounds exactly like him.
Big guy did the same shit.
Yes, I don't blame him for it. I think that's a smaller amount of us that haven't done it than those that have.
Should we start making a move now to try and get out of here?
Are you not interested in the little voice in our heads trying to do it? To pluck us from
What
this little
voice?
tomb?
You've heard a voice, have you?
Multiple of us have.
After this
Interesting.
all concluded, something had spoken to us. Exactly certain. Maybe it's the ascended one finally
Oh,
reaching out
that.
again after a month's departure.
I hear too many voices.
Well, if it was done with magic, probably didn't hear it. Never been great with the whole speaking in one's mind thing. Always a little bit too quiet for me. Never can quite hear them.
It's not exactly a skill.
I assume magic just doesn't usually hit him well.
Doesn't make sense.
Did the big one
I'm
fall
lacking.
and just die? I thought they'd
He's
climbed
down
back up
there.
by now.
Yeah, he's just
I'm
Go
not going
back
to
on
look
instinct.
over and check, because I'd probably fall yet again.
Well, while we have this moment of composure, we should probably take it as a moment to think of what to do next. This voice intends to pluck us out here, but what exactly is our next actions from there?
It matters not. We need to focus on finding that tree later.
Yes, because
any leads at all?
We know where it is. It's near that guy's kingdom. And seeing how we had to deal with all of this, we're not too far.
We'll have
Yes,
to find
okay.
the rebels of my kingdom first.
All right,
You have to
everyone,
consider as
time
well.
to go in a direct direction around this island. Do you wish to go north, south, or west? Because we're going to have to go through a couple 100,000 miles once we're on there.
You've got to consider as well the certain someone that told us it was near his kingdom. Was a giant rock monster, maybe a little bit smaller than these statues that used to be the size of mountains. What's near for him is probably hundreds of miles for the rest of us.
Right. We at least
You
have
could
a
walk in
rough
a few
idea of this
strides.
whole country, but the last one to be here was you, and I imagine it's changed quite a bit since you last saw it.
It has. Chances are,
Yes, since
I won't recognize it.
the Dark Lord destroyed everything and then he went just to leave it be. Not much really happened here. Most of the maps probably are ruins.
But the question
Some of the
is,
stupidest
why did he
moves
leave it
ever.
unattended? Why didn't he govern it? Why didn't he rule it?
I think the answer is quite obvious. The undead here aren't easy to govern. There's nothing to gain from them, along with the fact of a mad mage making them all mad. Oh yes, I'm going to roll over this pile of corpses. There's clearly something useful there. Along with that, you all were mostly military force that he had as a worry. Beyond that, I don't think anything here would have been a threat to him.
I think a
That's
lot of your
what you
people
said.
are weird in between as well. Back when we were on his land. What, skeletons? Mindless zombies? Everything had its flesh peeled off by the time we were fighting it. Probably like his undead, completely mindless, easy to manipulate. Your people here are sort of weird in between. Semi-conscious, able to think, but still driven by rage at a king that's vanished. They can think, but they are more likely to act on emotion and instinct than anything else. Difficult to
Well,
deal
say
with.
The longer
The one
something's
piece
dead,
of unity,
the more their mind rots.
You were gone. They didn't have a banner to rally underneath, so they let themselves enter into turmoil, and the only primary source that would rival him was now gone. Nothing else to worry about beyond that.
They got a
He
point.
didn't really speak too much about why he even wanted to touch this beyond you all being annoying, actually. Don't remember most of his original plans.
I think to put it simply, he didn't see your kingdom as very worth it. Which I'm sure you're ready to prove was a grave mistake.
He seemed to reject the entire idea of you. I imagine, in his thought process, ruling over with what's left of it would probably be an insult to himself.
I do wish to return. Maybe. I'm not sure. Coming here, being resurrected in the first place was never my idea. And I wish to know why. Why was I encouraged? I was hoping maybe some of the survivors, either undead, vampires, or ones who could live that long, would be around. Maybe they might. Maybe they.
Yeah,
No. My
I hate
memories
to be the bearer of bad
is not
news,
what it
but I
was.
think that anything that was alive was killed by the things that we just killed today. The bearer
But we
of
can
bad
only hope.
news. Unless you have a small group of people powerful enough to fight hundreds, if not thousands of undead for 400 years. I think that you're not going to be in the brightest situation, unfortunately.
We can only hope that some have survived.
Yes, hope, hope, hope. That's going to get us
Don't
Don't count on it.
As someone already
Don't
said
count
in
on
here,
hope.
there is no hope here. Just
There is our
ourselves.
hope. Only corpses and more blood to spill.
I don't think
Hopefully
it's a
some of the
idea.
souls that we freed are of their own will now. Hopefully those souls won't be maddened by the fact that they had to be outside of their body for 300 years, watching them as they tore their friends and family limb by limb, part by part, across the streets. But if they aren't, then at least we'll have some allies.
I think he gets the idea.
To return on
Look.
the discussion before, what was it that this voice said?
The ascended one? Or the voice that had just spoken to us?
The thing that spoke to us.
I recall a mother being mentioned. That we would see her soon.
Right, the principles.
Oh, so it's the same thing we're looking for in the end.
Keep it short, we're basically looking for every single fundamental part of this world to gain power from it. At the moment, we're looking for Mother Nature. The principle of life.
I guess that's the start.
It's a tree. I think we saw it in a dream once or something like that. I've perceived it in some weird vision.
These entities have sort of kept themselves a secret for most of history, but seeing as, well, the living world is kind of rotting away, I imagine they're making their presence more known in hopes of finding allies.
Perhaps.
I know. It's only a matter of time until he burns away all of it after he goes up to the Ascended Ones and wreaks his war up there.
Fighting
Yeah.
anything just to get something so never mind.
Fighting to gain back family.
Anything
Fighting
for
for
family.
family.
Alone.
Pretty common.
Family's dead, family's dead. Can't do much about it.
We'll see. I suppose we'll see.
Well, I imagine the best we can do until Mother plucks us out of here is try to reap what we can of this whole area. He seems a pretty ancient necromancer. He likely has something amongst here.
If anyone
They
can
have
do us the
That
biggest
mother
favor,
dies.
find us a
What will
fucking
her
map,
for
even
all
if
of
it's
us?
old.
They had a study of sorts.
If she is the very essence
Decide.
of life itself.
No one really understands. For most of history, this whole idea of Mother Nature and spirits are the fundamentals and all that wasn't really considered a concrete
Real thing. It's sort of a idea, something to worship, but now we know it exists.
Religion, yes.
I fucking climbed one, like a few weeks ago. Broke one, so you know. Chances are, though, it's gonna be somewhere similar to what we dreamed, had a vision of, whatever the fuck that was that we were put through. But it was barren, which I'm sure fucking helps so much with this ruined wasteland of a continent, but our first step should be to find a map. Especially an old one. I can't imagine the shape of the land itself has changed too much, right? I don't think the Dark Lord went around just fucking reshaping the
Had you
continent.
not looked
'Cause why
through any
not?
of those books? Was there nothing?
I haven't looked through all of them
Worth a
yet.
try. Yep.
Skim
I
through
mean, I
most
can
of
just
it
find
seems to be
something.
either soul or trying to neglect backlashes. Most of it not being proper. Boring notes that we may be able to fix, may be able to sort out.
It may be in the town. Who knows? Chances are we need to find something that's going to give us directions. At the very least, if we don't know where the fundamental of nature, Mother herself is, then maybe we can find that old coot's fucking kingdom. Seems like he had a lot of powerful witches and wizards to his command. So I'm thinking,
I would
some sort of safety.
straight caution on going to his kingdom. Thinking about it logically with what we had to fight today, who knows what his kingdom would be like? There might be thousands angry
I
at
wish to
his
repeat the point.
fallen king.
Likely.
I wish to repeat the point that while most of them probably are, we don't guarantee that. It may be a risk, but if anything, just leave him out in front of the gate, while some of us else explore. We don't need him by our side at all times, do we?
No,
Oh, well, I don't know.
but if
We
any
might
of
also
us get too
celebrate his
close, then there
return.
might be another sorcerer.
Those who remained at his kingdom. Possibly fiercely loyal, 300 years of waiting. We bring him back, maybe he'll be celebrated. We're brought in as heroes, we get to relax for a bit, actually figure something out with what's left of a castle, likely not much.
There's a hope to
I mean,
that, but stay cautious. Luck's never on our side.
I think it would be good, though, to give Lucille and Rain at least some peace of mind to see what remains of the kingdom. You remember,
Fair
they did
point.
travel here. To them, it's only been somewhat a month since they lost the kingdom. I understand what it'd be like to at least get a sense of finale for life.
He must be accompanied alone then. He enters first, and he returns back to us. That is the only way I believe that would be smart.
I could follow along.
We don't want all of us to walk right up there and then get ourselves killed.
If anyone's not gonna be seen following him just in case shit goes down, it'll be me.
You as
Watch my
well.
distance. Make sure he doesn't get fucking jumped by a bunch of undead bastards.
It might be smart for you to stay back. I'm certain they might remember who you are.
Oh, you are correct. They might actually do that. Maybe getting a mask first would be the best decision.
You can assess the situation once we get there. Have Lucille
I
and
don't
you
think you'd
scope
want to
the
wear
ropes,
mine.
see what it's like.
Gods no.
Determine what further to do once you've arrived.
Looks to me. Feel like I'm gonna be recognized. Considering the people we've somehow surrounded ourselves with, I'm a ripe old age at 27, basically newborn tough for these people, so...
Fair enough.
I'll be a single face that recognizes me. Plus the mask. But, you know.
While the rest of us stay back, you scatter with him and see if there's anything of danger. Sounds like a good plan.
Rain would likely want to
Works
come
for me.
along on this too, though. She was the blacksmith of Lucille's kingdom.
That's true. She has connections. Might be worth bringing both of them back. If we start bringing back people, his actual, subjects to come alongside, might sway the people if they are angry to maybe not lash out so quickly. He's bringing back his kingdom to
enough.
its
As
former
long as you
glory.
stay in the
Everyone celebrate.
shadows.
Yeah, I won't be seen. I'll just sit and watch.
And if you like to think about it this way, these people were extremely powerful for the times. I mean, they had magic to take themselves through time. If there's any artifacts or remnants of this kingdom, it could certainly come of use to us.
I don't know.
Magic is not
Could be
going to
worth the
help us
trouble, I
through
reckon, though.
everything.
asks me, I would like to stay magicless and other similar things throughout this entire journey. But we are fighting one who wants to fight the gods themselves through the exploitation of the fundamentals and of magic itself. We're not going to make it through this if we try to stick to it with pure power. This is not something an ordinary man can achieve.
Fair. But I want to know more about that sword.
Why do you care for my sword?
Listen, if the Dark Lord is upset with it, then maybe
The Dark Lord has nothing to
it.
do with it. It's just a
It's the same
sword that I
thing.
picked up.
It's the thing that was prophesized, right?
The prophesized
No,
sword.
the man that wielded it, were prophesized, not the sword itself. Even then, the sword itself is quite mediocre. He doesn't even let me swing it proper.
Maybe because it knows that you're evil. At least you've done evil deeds.
Yes, of course, that's why. That's the only reason why.
Let me guess, magically inclined? Enchanted? Probably light, I
Yes,
imagine.
that's very little that we can figure out. I'm not familiar with the exact properties of it. Haven't ever really spent my time trying to research it.
Some
Either
evil Dark
way,
Lord
something
saying
like that
blade,
can
probably
scare
light
the
magic.
Dark Lord. Something that might be
It would
useful.
terrify him. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but a simple blade, a simple piece of iron isn't going to make him fearful. Not even the prophecy that held it made him afraid. And may I remind you of the ending of that, how that prophecy went?
Still, we have something more than just trying to find a fucking tree.
I do find it funny that we didn't actually discuss what we're going to do. We just had to explain the entire goal again. So, I think that prim and proper, our main goal should be trying to... other than people that we need to work alongside. Items as well? Does anyone despite that?
Any idea where we'd look to get him?
I have one for a specific piece of a puzzle, but I don't know if that would be a good idea to immediately come towards. We may need to gain our strength first.
Maybe. It's kind of why I want to head to that, dead man's kingdom. If it was as great as he said it was, and it was all beautiful and powerful, then maybe there's some shit we can steal.
Probably. I wouldn't put beyond it. Maybe the Dark Lord picked some of it up, but he wouldn't have picked up every single piece.
No. Can't imagine he did. Sure we'll find some use in that.
Actually, I think I would have been aware if he did. No, I didn't keep an eye on the spoils after a certain point.
Well, I think at least one of our plans still continues. Need to find a fucking complete map. Well, it's got a fuck ton of holes in it.
Look through the books. That's all we can do.
Winged One, I didn't get your name. What happened to the other part of your mask? Do you know where it is?
Shattered.
Oh, completely so. A shame.
Broken the fight, I suppose. sitting here this whole time? Sadly not much to offer on the table. Nothing but a mess. So what are you? Human? Undead? Hmm. I won't continue to bother you. After all, I can already smell what kind of stench he has on them. But the stench over here, it is growing a bit weaker. Perhaps it won't be so bad to approach slowly.
It depends.
Extending life beyond what it was.
That in itself is gold money. But I have a number of views regarding such.
I don't like the idea of raising mindless thralls, so.
At the minimum,
Those
it's
that
good
are-
intentions, which is
Yes.
very rare in this world. I suppose that's at least commendable.
I believe
I'm
some
quite
deserve a second
certain-
chance. Yet to meet anyone that does, though.
Quite fair.
At least not this adventure.
I don't suppose you found a map yet.
No, unfortunately not. It seems there's not about. Most of these books are just delegated to magic, theology, and the like. Didn't seem like he was one for geography.
I did find
go through
one
again.
strange book.
See if there's
Quite
anything
peculiar.
choice reading and worth bringing with.
Never heard a book title of its name before, but I don't know. There's something about it, I suppose.
Feels more like a fiction than anything. Seems to just be telling a story. I suppose if it's religious, it might be delegated as scripture, but
Looks like it. I mean, this one should be down here.
feel free to hold on to it if you want. No interest to me.
There are also drawers here, and there's a bunch of
I
scraps
don't
of
suppose
paper. I can't
I'd
entirely
have any
read
use
what
of
they
it.
are.
It's not like we're gonna keep the books.
Those are a good
anyway.
Kindle then.
I'll take them
I'd like to get out of here with at least something gained, so if there's anything that interests you, feel free to take it. Just
Why not?
try to be stupid with it. Wouldn't shock me if there's cursed objects around here.
Well, I'm already cursed. What could be one more curse to add to it?
Curse yourself, go for it, but understand the burden that might come to the rest of us.
Though I am hesitant to potential knowledge destroyed.
I'm already well aware of that fact.
Since we are also going towards this being of life, we should not let the prince accompany us.
I disagree.
Why is that?
There's no reason not to. He's as much of an outcast as the rest of us.
Excuse me if I'm
He's
wrong,
also
but wouldn't more of us be
an
better
asset.
instead of less?
Agreed.
We don't know, and he himself told me he does not know if there has been a tracker or something placed on that man. He does not know if the Dark Lord is watching him. If we find ourselves right to the very essence of life itself, who's to say the Dark Lord is not going to try and show up immediately and take their power, or kill them or something, just to bring back a dead wife?
That's a lot of what ifs. You also assume that he's paying attention at all. You're dealing with an entity that's incredibly arrogant and powerful.
Exactly.
If you think it
If
cares
the
where
sun is
his
waltzing
wayward
around.
son has gotten off to, you'd be mistaken. He could die and it'd barely be a footnote. He would just
That's
move
the
on.
son of this kid, of the one he's missing.
Yes.
Surely that holds some weight, even if he wants to deny it.
I doubt it.
I
Perhaps
still would
I'm
say to
jaded
be
in my
cautious.
views of such. Of course.
We don't know if they are still on our side. They may say things, but words are easy to give. We need to be cautious.
We do. Yes.
Alright, you are. Gone off that logic, we should abandon the three of you.
Agreed.
You weren't there.
Newly
for
come
me.
along.
You weren't there. For what we dealt
Convenient
with.
timing.
Why the hell should we bring you along?
Fair point. If you do not need me, then I will go my own way.
Do as you wish.
But I am merely trying to bring caution.
If you think we do not act with it, you'd be mistaken. I believe if he makes a step of betrayal or similar, takes action to cause harm to the others around him, that'd be swiftly dealt with.
One mentioned
I
that
don't
we should
think
be
we
a
have
bit
anything
more
to worry.
cohesive as a group. That means at least knowing more about each other. We don't trust each other, but know each other enough to know when we should hold one another back.
Right.
So if one does step out of line, they can be held back.
It's not
Fair
that
point.
legit.
But even if the little prince himself doesn't know, it still would be wise. For his safety, too.
I will let you know that, at least as far as I'm concerned, I view everyone with a degree of caution and suspicion.
Everyone has their own demons, so to speak.
Yes. It'd be foolish not to. It's impossible to. Well, not impossible. It is not the easiest thing to gaze into someone's mind and get a solid sense of their thoughts and intentions. Often enough, you only have words to go on, and yes, they can be deceptive. But with enough practice, you can also tell when they come from the heart. Not saying I have that practice.
Not all of us do.
Yes. Not a lot do. Personally, I think he should be kept around. Look at it this way, dear. I know you find his presence distasteful. You do not trust him. But wouldn't you sooner have them around than not? If they truly did wish to oppose us, and were kept unchecked, what if you knew nothing of what they were doing, what they were up to? And their being here, if anything, could greatly inconvenience them. They wanted to put together an army and stamp us out. And that would be a simple thing. But they clearly don't. So if you mistrust him so, just keep an eye on him. But keep in mind that it's better to be able to keep an eye on him than not. Also, try not to be so hostile towards him. It's a good way to make an enemy.
If I am the one targeted, then you will be left safe. Is that not a better outcome? If he truly is a betrayer?
Not sure.
Perhaps
Hard to say.
too soon to judge.
Yes.
Speaking of, with your magics, will you have any way to make sure that they are not affected again?
Potentially. I'd have to look into various means to prohibit such. You know the same can be done to mortals, right?
People have tried.
Oh,
It's
it's
work all the time.
It's not a pleasant thing, that's for certain.
But imagine not.
Well then, there are thousands of books about necromancy around here. I'm certain you can find ways to shield them. You are the mage.
Not too keen on dabbling into such, but there are methods.
Speaking of
Sever
which,
connection to gates and similar.
doesn't it hurt whenever you constantly go into a poof of feathers?
It does not.
Interesting.
Can you turn into a giant bird?
No, I do not. Simply step between places.
Damn. You should learn how to turn into a giant bird. Then we wouldn't have to constantly crawl around.
I'm not sure I exactly fancy the thought of being someone's mode of transit. There's also other
Fair
more
point.
elegant ways. If you do not mind stepping through the void.
What?
Places in between. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Just fine, thank you.
Exactly. So most will say. I don't exactly recommend it.
Magic.
To the uninitiated.
So you don't know how to just magic yourself into a bird?
Why are you so obsessed with this idea?
I did it once. Can't remember. Mine's a bit jumbled.
We had to cross a dang lanky little rope. Wouldn't
Yeah,
it be easier for us to get to places easier?
I could look into a solution, but it would take time to study, and also not being in miserable places.
We crossed
Certainly the
the
entire
chain
world is that right now.
once. Surely it wouldn't be as bad the second time.
Well, let's consider this. To transfigure yourself into a giant bird, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't fucking looked at magic since I was born, you would not only need to gain mass, but also completely change your shape. How the
Yes.
hell would you even be conscious from the pain of all of that?
It would be awful.
And then we'd have an unconscious giant bird. And who's to say you'd switch
Quite
back?
possibly. You know, if it's terrible enough. Or, let's say one caught an arrow, or mid-flight, or ferrying everyone across. What then? Spell drops, you'll fall into the lava and die. It's a lot of terrible outcomes. Granted, that's not that magic in general, but yes. I'm not exactly that sort of mage. There's some that focus more on transmutation and the like, and
Maybe
this
it's
kinds
an
of
issue for
changes
you,
are
but
not
climbing
done.
across that rope was plenty easy for me.
See, exactly.
I don't
fair,
want
there
to
are-
put the lich on it again. Nor do I want to put myself on that again.
I understand. Well, I won't be able to help in this instance, but maybe in the future. Might be able to find means to get some across in situations such as that.
We need more ways to get past these things. That is all.
Yes, of course.
Well, at least we have a way down. That was well established earlier.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Hmm. So you just... I'm trying to still understand your weird magic.
Don't. It's not worth it.
Got it.
You're better off.
I'm gonna go check on them.
They're absolutely gonna get themselves or one of us killed one of these days.
Likely so. It's entirely possible.
They speak like there's some mighty, however many 100 years old being of ultimate intelligence and fucking everyone calling everyone cup. And I've met very few bigger fools than them.
She seems very set in ways that are likely culturally ingrained. Yes.
It'd be real nice if we could pick up another person like Thiago for once, and someone that's normal, knows how to fucking interact with people in a normal way.
These
We're
rather
gonna
pleasant
scare someone.
conversation, all things considered.
Yeah, we've still got much going on. Nothing to freak people out with.
Indeed. Speaking of which,
Speaking of, play a topic.
Perhaps.
I was saying, I hope we come across more people like you so we don't have to deal with more outcasts and their bizarre beliefs that get us in trouble in more cities. It's a compliment.
yes.
Sorry, just a little unused to it, as I figure you imagine.
Not heartless, you know.
You have come a long way since you first came here. You changed a lot. For the better, that's a compliment.
Did charge that starving village for money, to be fair. Maybe not the best move. Well, we needed the money anyway.
Hey, we can't make this whole journey off of good morals alone. We've already explored some graves. Guarantee it'll only get darker as we continue.
We are in the land of the undead. Everything we do is basically, dealing with a grave. The Dark Lord's going after true revival, eh? After everything he's done, the people he's killed, he just wants to bring back his wife.
Bit sympathetic in a way.
I think that's all it is. This esoteric being who's brought ruin to the world, taking the lives and wives of many other men, I can only assume. That's all his goal is.
We might underestimate how strong attachment can be, the things it causes us to do, the risks that we take. I think I understand. Although, we're also dealing with someone who is completely separated from all morals. Selfish to the last.
So as I get willing to tear the world asunder for the things you've lost, but to literally execute it.
Yes.
Especially for something so human.
Imagine they've at no point had any doubts either. But perhaps they have. They seem very convinced, I don't think.
No, there's more he's certainly leaving out. But, much I hate to say, I feel like we can likely trust him. We have weirder people in our party, whether he's pretending or not. He's strong. This whole journey is filled with blind trust anyway, what's once more? We've lucked out this long.
I mean, all things considered, we had a rather good test of that anyhow. This evening, a day, or whatever time it bloody is.
It'd be easy to tell the time if we could get out already. But this mother figure is taking their sweet time trying to take us out.
It's likely no simple task.
Imagine so. Still. Getting to the point where I just crawl out myself.
I'm not too eager to go take all the stairs again. Don't think I have it in me. I'll just throw myself into the lava instead.
It will be a journey.
Just a bit of exhaustion. Need a nap.
It wouldn't be too hard for me to get out, but can't imagine our good Lich King friend's gonna have a great time if we have to come back the way we came.
Oh, true.
It is easier going down than up.
Well, we had some ropes. Not that way. Shadow, we should have thought better about what we were doing. When we have a moment to reconvene, I really want to think about how we handle ourselves in the future. We really did luck out today. We quite literally jumped in a hole to fight a necromancer.
We did.
There was infinitely better things we could have thought of before coming down here, instead of just rushing headlong in. It's nothing short of a miracle that none of us died.
My view is very much that, in this trial that we underwent, the very fact that we were forced to put blades at each other was actually a good thing. Unfortunate, but a good thing. Helps work out some of those tensions, at the very least maybe dispel distrust to a degree. We were put in such a position, but none of us slew the other. Mortal and undead, having to fight each other. Not exactly the closest of allies traditionally.
Yet we prevailed. I
Indeed.
suppose it's a way of looking at things in a bright spot.
Yes. All of us prevailed. All of us triumphed. It was a test. And we
We've been
passed.
able to a few times now.
It's reassuring. Makes me glad.
Necromancer. Whatever the fuck those undead things were in that, one ruins we tried to stay the night at.
Right.
Disconcerting.
We have a few tales before this party expanded. It's quite a hell of a time.
Oh, I'm sure.
Dark Lord's Continent's one fucked up place. Wouldn't recommend it.
Can't imagine.
Oh, how about a moment to break the ice? I'd already ask you about why you came here. I don't think I've gotten the stories of anyone else of how you all wandered together in a desert to find the dwarves' place of hiding. What's motivated you to go on such, frankly, a suicidal journey? Open invitation if you want to speak.
More just mad ramblings about soul magic.
Well, this is the first time I'm hearing about the desert. Definitely not around here.
Nice. You were a little earlier.
Honestly, it's probably just luck that we ran into each other at all.
Some might call it fate, considering the origin of our party. But you don't want to look at it that way, I understand.
Makes it sound more magical when you say it that way. Special.
To some it might help to call it a magical, fateful journey. Others it probably sounds stupid. Me included.
I don't think it sounds stupid.
I guess to make it this far is a little magical in a way, huh? Not the farthest fetched thing.
Personally, I'm something of a fan of prophecy and such things like that. It's like, oh, we've been destined to come together. Sure, it makes it feel a bit more. Well, it's just a confidence boost.
Well, it does help a bit. It'd help a bit more if the one who brought us here could speak more than twice they have.
Oh.
Maybe they like to keep us
I
in
suppose as well.
suspense, perhaps.
Right. I guess to those who may concern, if you haven't heard the origin of this group, best to say it now. We were all brought here by an ascended one. Don't exactly know the nature of them, but they gave us all a collective dream, told us we were the only ones who stood a chance of possibly saving this fated dominion, and then brought us all the prey lore. From there, it's just been a, well, frankly, half-assed trek of such a journey. Still figuring out how to even do what they want of us. Yet somehow we've made progress. Suppose we have managed to slay a paladin, a necromancer. Hundreds of
Nobody can
undead
say
along
that
this
much.
way. Oh, Prince over there says we're doing the best so far of anybody.
Must be doing something right then.
Suppose so.
Suppose they would rather know.
I forget if they
Very
ever
simple
mentioned the
idea.
dream. Did they ever say we're some sort of chosen ones, or we're really all that's left?
It's been a moment since I could remember exactly what they said, but it came off to me more like you're all we have to pick from, rather than you are fated to be the one to solve this.
Makes sense. I was just trying to remember. I assumed that was the case, but it's been so long now. And I was more concerned about actually seeing the Dark Lord in person that, the rest of it was a bit hazy.
That certainly was a sight, huh? Reminds me. I wonder how the wizard is doing.
If he's even left him alive.
Wizard?
Lucille.
When he came here, he had 2 other assailants. Rain, you've met.
The Dragonkin, the smith, and another. A wizard who managed to actually cast the spell to bring them forward to this moment in time.
Maybe it's only through him that we actually managed to get this far. His magic was comparable to God's.
Interesting.
And I suppose that's why the Dark Lord took such interest in him. After we'd managed to kill the Dark Paladin, the Dark Lord themselves came to us. He laughed at our mere existence, found it humorous that we even thought to raise a hand against him, and sought interest in that page of our party, and took him. And I'm not certain what's happened.
Well, that's troubling.
We haven't seen or heard from him since, so best to assume he's probably dead. Save us the trouble, unfortunately.
I suppose it's best to think that way. Then what if the Dark Lord might have plotted otherwise?
Certainly hope they don't bend to their will.
I'd rather not think to fight him.
Me neither. The bastard was a really capable mage.
I say, best be prepared for that outcome then, potentially. Regardless, I'm sure the Dark Lord
entire
has...
party at one point to minuscule size so we could jump off the thing together.
I say,
He's capable of dropping meteors on his foes. Fire spells I'd never seen before, and some of the best healing amongst the party.
Obviously, with extreme
Only-
backlash, though. But
Yes.
the Dark Lord deems it so. They'll find a way around it.
there are certainly ways around.
So,
That's troubling.
Paladin. If I've learned anything from that fight, is you fight anyone that serves under the Dark Lord, make sure to keep looking up every now and again. Those bastards love to summon shit from the sky to crush someone.
Good to know.
That was a while ago, though. Wonder how Aston's doing. I've yet to hear from it. I'm sure it's fine. I left my people in charge there.
God. Come on, you're a super fucking evil necromancer. You gonna have anything useful?
Alright, heavy question. I need honest answers.
So,
Say we do this. We win. We beat the Dark Lord. Any of you intending to steal some shit from him? His throne? Any power?
not quite. No.
Not interested.
It's disappointing. Not the stealing, just this scenario.
Killing him? You disappointed in the idea of finally putting him dead?
No. You do realize your people, the people you've gathered, has been heard around. You are a hope to the people. And we're grasping at straws.
I've got no interest in becoming another Dark Lord if that's your concern. Seems like a lot of work.
Use that faith and become empowered by it. Then you are finally strong. People will listen once they start realizing it.
Gonna build a career out of people fearing me. The more scared they are that I show up, the easier my job is.
Alright. Let's put it out there then, and for curiosity. Let's say you do succeed. We all succeed, vanquishing the Dark Lord. And we're standing about afterwards. What exactly do you envision for yourself?
I grab a certain something of his, and then no one ever sees me again.
Certain something.
Can we at least expect a letter?
Depends if I'm feeling nice.
Come on, after all we've been through, I don't get to ever see you. Well, I suppose you don't
knows?
mean I see her.
If it all goes well, maybe she'll convince me otherwise. She might want to see you at
You
least.
people really should stop saying if, it's when.
Positivity in thought, see?
I've been told that you are the last chance.
It is good to be hopeful, but there's only so much you can do before it starts to sound like childish whimsy. The very fact we're still standing, traveling, attempting to kill the man, I think is probably good faith enough. At some point it just becomes moral pushing.
Well, you know what, John? If you want to put it all on the table, the thing I want from the Dark Lord is his soul. I take his soul, and I'm gone. If you want to see me, sure, you can come see me. If you never want to see me again, all the better.
What are you planning with it? Does it go in the book?
Yeah.
Still keeping that to your chest?
It's gone in the book.
It's from the bush. Me? Well, who?
Myself? Or him? Thank you.
I know my fingers are fat, but please.
It's a little large.
I suppose I haven't really thought of any sort of post-goal. I mean, I admit, starting out, this felt more like a fun way to meet an end than a real actual goal. I know people wouldn't forgive me if I were to just simply draw this through my chest. But I suppose, should we see in the other end of all it?
When we...
When we see the end of all of it. I think it'd be nice to continue this. This whole journey is sort of, I guess, been what I've done. as stupid as it all might be, it has given me a sense of purpose again. And I don't think I'd like to stop doing it. After the Dark Lord, I'll just find another target. And maybe some allies to do it with. Whoever might want to stick around. What can I say? Old habits die hard.
If you ever drop those morals of yours, you come join me. Work at my people.
I don't know. I guess the money would be nice.
Trying to make them do
Yeah,
things for
something
good as well. Not just taking every single target on they can. But you would still be killing people in cold blood. Usually the morally corrupt is kind of the idea. But
What have you learned? Though, depending on your exact boundaries. Doesn't sound like the worst way to continue after it all.
I have a goal.
Yes, I suppose so. For all, I wouldn't be here. But
After it all.
Can't quite begin until the plate is cleared, better say. I'll have to get rid of the Dark Lord. Then maybe things can be done. What would I like, however? I think maybe peace. For myself, for others. A certain simplicity.
Doesn't sound like a bad goal to me. Not everyone has to think of some grandeur idea of what to do after it all. Well, just having the ability to think of something to do in the future is more than anyone can afford right now.
Indeed.
It'd be nice to have a choice in life for once.
I suppose there's always a choice, isn't there? At least in some measure.
Well, to most, it's
Some of
not
the outcomes,
substitutable death.
Yes.
I guess we've managed to find a third option, or at least some time.
Seems peaceful.
Oh, then I'll toss it right back. What of you, Kamara? Dark Lord Vanquish, what do you do with yourself?
The end of Rothwell.
I see.
That place destroyed. In turn with the Dark Lord.
And when all the destruction is done,
I may finally die.
I see.
That's the end goal.
Well, I certainly hope you find peace in your doing so.
The world needs a new era and peace. It does not need what happened with the Dark Lord, nor with the damned city.
Even now I still can't stop hearing. Well, I can agree with you there. It certainly is a despicable place.
Low points and high points. We'll be reaching a high point soon enough.
Soon enough?
This is our low point, right? So we'll be reaching a high point soon enough.
The lowest.
I suppose we can look at it as a high point. The low is the fighting. You've made it out. No death. At least that's my better way of looking at things on the bright side.
Agreed. It's a triumph, not a defeat. Prices were paid, yes. Suffering, of course, was paid. Well, of doubts and aches and pains and other things, but it's not that bad. All things considered. We're still alive. Our friends aren't bound to servitude to some asshole who took up residence in a hole. I'd say that's a win.
And we're closer to that tree lady. Closer to the goal.
Right.
Progress.
We have yet to speak about who is going to take on whatever that is. That's
We don't know.
power that they give.
We should deal with it when we get there. Doubt it's going to be an easy thing. Power comes with a price.
Seems most natural
Usually terrible
to give it to
prices.
Revna. Would she be willing? She already is
Ah,
pretty
yes,
used
she
to
could be.
the essence of nature. She grew up in places similar there last we spoke. And she seemed pretty ecstatic to go on this whole journey to meet this spirit. Should she be willing to make the sacrifice, assuming there's one? I see no better person to receive it.
We have no idea what's going to be offered either, but that's worth considering.
Hey, if she can mend wounds better, that would definitely help us. I mean, goddess of whatever, mother of life, right?
Right. We certainly do need some more healing, don't we?
Are you not able to enchant another dagger of sorts?
I could, but I'd need the cost to fit. The last one that we used required the soul of that dark paladin. Though, as you can imagine, it's not going to exactly come easy. But if anyone has I don't know, 2 limbs they'd want to give up or something, then sure, I can take a second.
No, you can go fuck yourself on that one.
Fair enough. I'd be more worried if anyone was willing.
I feel like the prince with the flower in, or little king with the flower in his hair would be more willing, which is not a good thing.
Doubtful. You can probably regenerate limbs in enough time, but if you do that as part of an enchantment, they won't come back no matter what. It takes the essence of your soul, the past and the veins that connect through those limbs to make the enchantment. There's no way of cheating it.
We have yet to see if that king can or cannot, so... Just don't give up, don't give the offer to him. I'm gonna go and try and cross a fucking bridge of steel rope.
Have fun.
Sounds delightful.
Sorry to wander too far.
I'm just heading back up. The more we wait on this, the more we're going to
I would ask you
annoy
three,
ourselves.
out of curiosity, what your aims were at the end of all things, but I don't wish to interrupt any somberly chosen silence while we all prattle on.
You're not interrupting anything. We're the ones who came here first. Well, to you, I suppose.
You kill nobles, right?
That's a conversation starter.
Also peasants. Anyone for money, really.
Good conversation starter as any, I suppose.
Yes,
When this is
hey,
done,
you kill nobles?
I have a few people you might want. Try your hand
You
at.
murder people.
I want to
Sounds
murder
murdered
some
people.
nobles, at the very least.
Sure.
I have a location to their very treasury.
Hello there, killer. I have a list of unlikables.
I'll consider it.
It is his job. He is something of a bounty hunter. I guess it's the closest thing to a business transaction.
Good luck trying to get past the rope. Or chain rope thing.
Ever been to Aston?
Easiest thing in my life.
I've
We
not.
actually went there once before.
Oh,
On this journey initially. This group has.
Plenty of nobles there. Plenty of other vampires too.
Well, we didn't exactly venture into the main city.
Hmm.
Couldn't really get into there, but we were in the sects of the country. And as you can imagine, pretty much everywhere, but the main centrifuge was, well, literally rotting. The paladin looked over the kingdom. And the first towns we wandered into were all literally falling apart, it seems. It wasn't very hard to find the courtesy of those living there, considering they were all about starving to death. That seems to be the way that most places are heading anyways. If you're not in the main subjugated city of a given country, you might as well just die. This whole world is turning into the city of Upplease.
Yes. Does seem that way.
Well, I guess it makes it easier to get people on our side.
Perhaps.
I've never really been the talkative one. It's hard to find conversation.
That's quite alright.
Normally used to other people starting it. But who might interrupt a good session of brooding? I suppose I can't really blame anyone after what's happened.
To be honest, I spent most of my time before I joined up with all of you talking to myself and brooding, so long days and nights of it. It's a pleasure to be able to talk to someone who actually talks back.
I'm here. Well,
Yes.
good many years I spent to myself, so I suppose that's why I have this sudden transition to being a bit more of a spoken one. It's been so long on your own, avoiding the company of others. You start to desperately want.
That is the way it goes, isn't it?
Plus, it just helps drown out other things to vocally let out your words, rather than
That's the
brewing in your
truth.
own mind. Actually, if you'd have a moment before we make our leave, it would be good to speak on certain things that go on in your head. You have the time.
I could try. Yes.
Whenever you wish to depart from this, I'll be up by the throne.
Yes.
It's good
Yes,
to survey things.
I'll follow in a moment. I suppose I should know. Apologies, by the way, regarding any difficult situation I might have put you in. The concoction I gave you, I was hoping was distilled enough that it would not bear traces to myself. My understanding is that you recently underwent your trials, so it was ignorant on my part. I'm familiar with vampires and what they... Well, I'm familiar with some of them. Everyone's a different person, after all.
Isn't that the truth? How did you figure I went through my trials
Are you
recently?
going to do anything other than soul magic in here?
I was informed.
I understand that your
I'll be
entire
blunt, to be
thing
honest.
is necromancy, but I thought that there would be something
I actually came to that
else for once.
conclusion. I'm familiar with the trials. In some degree. Also that I've heard of them.
It definitely wasn't by choice.
Some things rarely are. But you're here, you're alive. Manner of speaking. I do not view vampires as less than humans, or greater, whatever. My views on such are quite different than most.
Indeed.
I'll try not to bore you, however. But
You
glad to see that you are in better health.
you aren't boring me at all. I'm just brooding, I guess. Trying to figure things out.
Of course, there's much to figure out.
And
Sometimes it's always good to spend time doing so.
to be frank, giving me that blood vial wasn't a good idea.
Well, as I stated, I was hoping it was distilled. It's less simply a vial of my blood, and our chemical concoction that utilized parts of it could have been someone else's, but I haven't received any donors. I didn't entirely trust you as you were new, but I did not wish to see you perish, so I passed that on to you. I took other more direct risks with another of our company.
In a way, it would probably been better to give it to somebody else. But what's done is done, and
Perhaps so. Again, apologies for the complications. Sound. Perhaps I might be able to sort something out that will help in the future.
perhaps,
to
but
find time.
your blood. I've been struggling this entire time since you gave me that vial. Your blood, in specific. It's a struggle.
I understand. Again, apologies.
It's
I
fine.
will take my leave for the moment and remove that burden from your presence for the time being. Hopefully over time, it'll become less of an issue.
Over time, hopefully it'll go away, but
Good.
right. For now, we should probably move. For now, I'll go hide out somewhere else more quiet. Away from any distractions. Or rather, looking for distractions.